Of a hair resurgence. I wore my hair down yesterday, which frightens me a lot. Like, I'm always like, oh, I shouldn't wear my hair down. I should not wear my hair down. I mean, there's a few, my hair being wavy hair, of course, I still get like a little bit of tingle wangle in my hair, like if I wear it down, but I just was finger detangling it very gently. And I had this accent braid. I was going to do 3 braids on each side, but I ran out of time. So when I first began my super long hair journey, I was like very, very methodical and very meticulous with combing out my hair. And I still believe combing out your hair takes a lot of time. It does. But something kind of changed along the lines that I guess there have always been. Well, I used detangling sprays when I was a kid, okay? And I used them again maybe like 15 years ago. But I had this big revelation 3 years ago. I started using like a leave-in detangler when I would wash my hair, and it has amidimethicone. All right, and I just want to talk about how all the sulfate, amidimethicone, and silicone talk, like saying these things are bad for your hair, is a lie in the sky. You gotta let it go, because you have a lot of people that promote clean living, or greener products, but shampoos and conditioners and leave-in conditioners made without silicones and sulfates, they're not necessarily greener or better. No, it's just a method that one person or a few people claimed helped their hair, but those things do not destroy your hair. They really don't, actually. When I decided, like, I made a mistake when I cut my hair the second time. The first time, I've talked about this a lot on my channel, and I feel like my channel really has stood the test of time. Like, I would share more things on my channel, but I am kind of selective. I don't say everything about myself because I'm not really comfortable with saying everything about myself on the internet. Like, I like to share my long hair journey. Like, when I create content, hi, how you doing? For this channel, it's more about sharing like a topic or an aspect of what I'm doing. I think it's a little cringe, like, to put every single thing about yourself on the internet. Like, I like to be more selective. So, but that's just my point of view. So I like to share my long hair journey, okay? Plain, simple, easy. So what I found is, this is like, I would say, this is like probably the second time I'm growing my hair super long. I've always had long hair on and off all my life, but my first super long hair journey was documented on this channel. I grew my hair to upper calf length, but what I used to struggle with in the past has completely changed since, I would say, using leave-in detanglers. I've had long hair on and off all my life, but my longest hair was in 2021, before like I made a concoction where I mixed henna with conditioner, which I highly regret because it created like this horrible tangle in the bottom of my hair. And some people say, oh, I could have just cut out that tangle, but I'm one of these people that has to have one length of hair. Like, I like my hair all to be one length. So, yeah. What I've been doing that's different is I'm using leave-in conditioner. And you know where they sell it? They sell it like at the Dollar Tree and at Walmart. And it's just, it has amidimethicone in it. And I highly, highly recommend using silicones in your hair. Okay, this is 2025, people. We're in a different era. We're not in the era of the people that told us that you couldn't use sulfates and silicones. That's not true. Because I remember, like, I kind of fell for some of this rhetoric, I would say, when I was on my first long hair journey. I would still use shampoos with sulfates, but then I started using shampoos with like lower sulfate or no sulfate. And yeah, they don't cleanse the scalp as well, okay? You want to cleanse your scalp well, okay? My hair is not straight. My hair is wavy. I don't want to straighten it. Like, I'm all about the long hair journey, okay? but my hair is not straight at all. It's always been wavy hair. And that's another thing too. Why would I like straighteners are not healthy for your hair. Like, I'm on a healthy long hair journey and I don't believe in using heat on your hair. So things I share on my channel, like a lot of people, even younger hair people that are like big time influencers, are saying the same thing. Like Tessa Pay, she doesn't use heat on her hair. A lot of people do not. Yeah, I don't use any heat, period, in the sentence. I've in the past I reviewed like a few curlers and heat stylers because a small company, asked me to review it, not a big one. And yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the result. But in the last year, the thing that's really helped me continue to grow my hair out long, well, there's a couple different things. But leave-in detangling spray that has amidimethicone. This stuff is game changer. They sell it at the Dollar Tree. I almost want to go to the Dollar Tree today and stock up on several bottles of this stuff, because this stuff it's like my holy grail. It was $1.25. It might be $1.50 now. I don't know. You can also, it's a dupe for the Johnson and Johnson's baby detangler, and Walmart has one. But I've looked around in Walmart. Maybe I'm just not. I think I need to go to the baby aisle to find it, because I guess they sell it there in the baby aisle. But no, I've never had an undercut. I've never had an undercut. So my hair is just always one length. And that's it. No undercut. Yeah, I like all these things that people do. I don't do any of that. I just cut my hair one length, okay? And that's all you need to do. So yeah, I use sulfate. Highly recommend it. Use sulfate shampoos. They're good for cleansing your scalp. All the people that say you should use low sulfate, I don't recommend, period, end of sentence. I think the era of the no poo, it's gone. I know there's still a lot of people, like, they will use various methods for washing their hair, and they claim that shampoos, like, and I get it, like, everybody has a different hair journey. They claim that shampoo, like, destroyed their hair, but I don't agree with that. I think you can still grow your hair super long with modern shampoos. I use it as a tool, but here's where I use it as a tool. I don't wash my hair every day. Who has time for that? I mean, I guess if you had really thin hair that was kind of shortish, yeah, you should wash it every day. But I've been like consistent all my life with my hair growth, okay? I have, like, yes, I have some genetics in my family that promote hair growth. My great grandmother, Julia Shelton, on my mom's side, she was like 6 foot. I'm not 6 foot, I'm 5'2". She was 6 foot, but she had, no, I would never do an undercut. Like I said, you're promoting something that's salon driven. I promote holistic DIY home healthcare. No undercuts here. We're not going to do that. So kindly, maybe you should go make a channel where you talk about that, but I will never do that. Like, well, I'm never going to do something that is not encoded in my mindset. It's something that I have zero interest in doing. So anyway, like I was saying, I have a great grandmother that had super long hair. It grew, like, she was 6 foot, grew past her knees. I guess in the 1930s, how old would she have been in the 1930s? She might have been in her 40s, but she still had really long hair. She never, like, a lot of women cut their hair short in the 1920s. But in the 1930s, like, she hadn't cut her hair short. She used to wear her hair in, like, a crown braid that she would wrap around her head. And when I started doing DNA research, I found my mom's first cousin, and she remembered her, and she said, oh my gosh, you remind me of my grandma, who was also my mom's grandma, because they're first cousins. And she used to wear her hair in a very long braid, or two braids, and wrap it around her head and pin it up with various types of shell pins and whatnot. And I guess she said that she told me that I reminded her of her, and I guess she did succumb one time to getting her hair permed. I don't think she got it cut short, but she got it permed, because back in the 30s, like, and 40s, like, permanent waves, like, when, I mean, people still do those nowadays. I would say they were very popular back in the 80s. People still do these. I don't think it's even necessary nowadays. People have curling wands and curling irons, and I think people go for more straight looks in general if they're going to do like a chemical procedure to their hair, which I'm not. So she got a perm, and she told I guess she told her grandkids, she's like, oh, I feel like this ruined my hair, and she was not happy with the result. So she continued to grow her hair out, and by the time she passed away, she had super long hair, you know, like, so like her hair was super long, and it's just, so I do have the genetics to grow my hair long. My mom had fairly long hair, but my mom's hair has never been as long as mine. But I think there's a difference. I also have like a little bit of, like, I'm part Syrian, so Syrians have really thick hair, which I think I get the thick hair from my dad's side of the family. Although I would say my other cousins on my mom's side had thick hair too. My mom had thinner hair, but a lot of hair, and she's 73 now, I think, and she still has fairly long hair for somebody her age, but it just was never as long as mine. Like, I've grown my hair longer than my mom, but I think the difference being is she's not as interested in like spending time on gentle hair care. Like, for me, the game changer has been I don't use heat on my hair. I use very gentle hair care techniques. I know some people, like right now, like it seems like there's this pendulum in hair community where some people are like, oh, everybody needs to like wash their hair every other day. Or some people are still saying you should only wash your hair every week or every 2 weeks. But for me, I think like the sweet spot, unless it's wintertime, like I've noticed in the wintertime sometimes due to the dry, cold weather that I actually need to wash my hair more than summer, which might sound counterintuitive. But for me, I find every 2 weeks is good. I still do henna treatments. Like, I did henna, just straight henna with water and a little bit of peppermint oil a couple, let's see, I would say 3 weeks ago, you know. So I still do henna from now time to time as well, although I don't really promote like or post henna videos as much, just because whenever I did like a henna video, I didn't get a lot of interest in it, you know. But I have dark hair to begin with, but the thing I love about henna is it's kind of like it's a strengthening treatment for your hair, and also it just makes your hair like look really, I already have some red highlights in the sunlight, but it just really makes your hair like have these beautiful red highlights in the sunlight. And if you have lighter hair, henna is amazing, just because if you're looking to be like a redhead but you don't want to use a chemical dye and you want something that's like truly permanent, henna is your friend. And some people were saying henna washes out over time, and it does not wash out. I love henna. I need to deep dive more into henna, guys. Henna's Middle Eastern. I'm part Middle Eastern. I mean, yes, they use henna in India, but the origins of henna were Egypt and the Middle East, okay? So women and men have used henna in the Middle East for centuries. They talk about henna in the Bible. It's mentioned in the Song of Solomon, okay? Henna is an ancient thing. And even Europeans used to use henna. Like in the 1600s, when black hair was popular in Europe, do you know how they achieved that? With henna, then indigo. Yeah, that's how they did that, because a lot of Europeans don't have black hair. But like henna, if you're going to do any kind of color treatment, hi, how you doing? To your hair or any kind of treatment, do henna. Don't do chemical dyes. And I'm going to promote what works for me. So I always found it so funny. Like, this is just my viewpoint. And I talk about my viewpoint and what works with me and my hair, okay? I never understood, like, why people were like, oh no, you can't put a sulfate amidomethicone in your hair. Like, people, thank you, I appreciate that. Like, people would act like amidomethicone was so horrible, but amidomethicone is a polymer. It's not a plastic, okay? And it just helps you detangle your hair. And why wouldn't I want to put something in my hair? Because I have wavy hair, which loves to curl up into itself, okay? My hairs will curl up into themselves. This morning, I kind of gently detangled my hair because I left it with my fingers. Yeah, so it just helps you detangle your hair, and it kind of creates a slipperiness on your hair. And I find I can go more days, like if I accidentally or intentionally wear my hair down, which I don't love to do all the time, but if I do, I can go more days like without forming tangles, and I can just comb it out with my fingers or with a wide tooth comb. Yeah, I love amidimethicone. Amidimethicone sprays are game changing. I do still oil my hair, but I've been using a little bit less oil. Like I think I used to be a little bit more oil heavy. Like I have this Yves Rocher gardenia coconut sesame based oil that I would just put in the ends of my hair, and I still use it. But I find like the more, well, I will do one of those again soon, dear. Very soon. That might be my next hairstyle. So I find like the more that I use it, like I still do use oil in my hair, but I don't need to use as much. And here's another thing. I'm not oiling my scalp, okay? When I did henna, I put a little bit of oil in there. Like I put a little bit of the Yves Rocher oil, just a little bit, and like a lot less than I used to. Like that, this is one thing I've kind of changed up over time, but the amidimethicone, man, try amidimethicone. And Dollar Tree, if you see those detangling sprays, game changing. They also it's a dupe for the Johnson Johnson's baby detangling spray, but I don't care. It works. It helps you grow your hair long. You know, and who would have thought? Like all these years I would spend hours detangling my hair if I could just but I spray a lot. Some people would only do 2 or 3 pumps. I will go to town with that thing. I will spray and spray and spray until I kind of have like this little bit of, like, it creates sort of like a barrier on my hair, like a film, so to speak. But a lot of people are using silicones and amidimethicone. I love them. Okay, I also use them in wash-off conditioners, and I've been using the L'Oreal one lately because it has amidimethicone directly in the conditioner. I have another leave-in conditioner from Garnier that has amidimethicone, but I couldn't find that one anymore. But a lot of people have been talking about the L'Oreal line, and I'm starting to use it more. Although I love the Garnier, the only thing I don't love about the L'Oreal line is, let me show you what conditioner I have. These are just the shampoos I've been using at the moment that I really like. So I do double wash. I start with Garnier Fructis. I like this one. This one just happens to be silicone free. Let's see. But I love it. It does have, it has sulfate in it, but you know what? A sulfate shampoo helps to get your hair clean. I used to use the Selsun Blue one, but I think I like this one just as much because it has that ingredient, the salicylic acid, but just in a smaller amount. And this thing came in a set. I bought it. I didn't open it until a couple months ago, but I bought it, I would say like a year ago. Shampoo lasts me forever though, because I use more than they say you should, by the way. I use a big handful, okay? I don't like measure it, like, and I don't pile my hair on top of my head, but I will shampoo my roots and I kind of let it go through the ends. So I shampoo once, okay? And then I do round two. And I've been using Nizoral, but I've kind of used this up. I might repurchase this, but the reason I bought this last year was just because in the wintertime, like when it hits December here in Southern California, I just find it's so windy because of the Santa Ana winds. So it's cold and dry. And something about that combo, because I'm a pedestrian and I walk outside a lot, I just find like my scalp was feeling irritated. And I feel like Nizoral is really good with the ketoconazole, which a lot of dermatologists recommend. Like, I wouldn't do Head and Shoulders or any of that, no stupid stuff. Like years ago when I ended up having a little bit of a scalp irritation, which I regret the second time I cut my hair just because I was having like scalp irritation, and I was just in a I don't know, like, I wasn't thinking clearly. Like, my sister suggested that, oh, like, I don't know. She just thought long hair was a waste of my time, and I kind of wish I regret that every time. But on the same token, I don't regret it because I feel like having a second long hair journey kind of gave me a new mindset on how to regrow my hair a second time. And I've just found in my own experience, I would share certain things, but I don't share everything just because I don't know. I share hair care because I like to keep it more hair care pertinent. So as it pertains to hair care, if you're having a scalp irritation, any kind of Nizoral, this is just the one I know of. I think there could be other ketoconazole brands, although this stuff is kind of pricey because with inflation, it was $15 last year when I bought it, but it lasts you, okay? This thing has lasted me like a year, okay? Because I don't wash my hair every single day. I wash it like every 2 weeks, maybe once a week. So anyway, I will do it like a second wash with that. And right now, there is a L'Oreal brand that has hyaluronic acid that I hear is really good, but I just bought this one, but it was like $4.92. And maybe I'm just a cheapskate. Like, I am a drugstore girly brand. I'm not gonna go buy like expensive hair care. No, I've never been. A lot of the women that grow their hair super long, they use drugstore stuff. So if you want to waste your money on things that have similar ingredients, go be a dodo. This channel is not about being a dodo. It's about telling you what works to grow your hair long. So I do like this conditioner, but because the one reason I love it is because it has the amidimethicone in the conditioner, and then I can double up with that and the detangling spray, because those, like, I just feel like a lot of amidimethicone, if you have straight hair, maybe your hair is just super easy to detangle, but I don't think so, because I know some people say with straight hair that their hair still gets tangly. If you are the kind of person that has like any kind of wave bend texture to your hair, it likes to curl up into itself, okay? And I haven't ever tried just detangling in the shower just because I don't know. I don't really do that. I feel like that's for, I have 2B hair texture, and I'm not saying I couldn't do that. And if I did do some of those styling techniques, I really could make my waves pop more. Like, my waves could be more waving, you know? I would never gatekeep, guys. I'm telling you what works, okay? So, amidimethicone. It's cheap. They sell it at Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target. I don't know. Just get, like, I'm trying L'Oreal right now. I am liking this line. I just think they're a little bit more pricey. If you don't want to spend as much, I would say you get the set with the pumps of the Garnier. I like this Pure and Clean one. I just like it. Yeah. But if you're experiencing scalp irritation of any kind, don't panic attack. I just started Googling what's good, like what do dermatologists recommend, and Nizoral. Any kind of scalp irritation, don't do Head and Shoulders, don't do any of that crap. I tried that like 4 or 5 years ago, which I never had scalp irritation until 2021. So weird, it just like came out of nowhere. But like all my life, so it's like, I guess it kind of just like, I didn't know how to deal with that. But this stuff just kind of keeps it at bay, like in case you ever experience it again. I highly recommend. I think another thing too, like for me personally, is sulfate shampoo. Like these type of shampoos, like Garnier, L'Oreal, shampoos with sulfates. They clean your scalp. Just don't wash your hair every day. Gentle hair care. After you wash your hair, like use a wide tooth comb. Use your fingers to detangle. I do wet detangle. If that works for you, I just personally, the reason I didn't like Head and Shoulders is because I just found the scents really strong. And I used to like Salsa Blue Naturals, the one that has the salicylic acid, but I like this one better because I feel like it's a little bit more gentle. Like it still has that ingredient, but here's something else I found because I've been Googling and looking. If you don't want to, like, let's say you're on a super budget, you can take aspirin, okay? And you can like crush it up, melt it, and put it in your shampoo. And that's supposed to be the same thing. Like aspirin is salicylic acid, right? Like there's some people that get deep into the science. I'm trying to like get more into the science of learning about hair care. I'm not like, I don't do it in a science way. I just share my experience. Like I know some of the science. I'm just not a scientist is what I'm telling you. But I'm trying to learn more about ways that will help me grow my hair longer, mitigate tangles, and I wore my hair down yesterday. And back in the days, if I used to wear my hair down, like there would be more tangles in my hair, especially in the back of my hair. So the amidimethicone leave-in sprays, those are game changing for me. Like I just love how they work on my hair. So I want you to get away from the people that fearmonger. Okay, there's two other things that I do that I just find, and I believe in this, and I know some people are going to say, oh no. Some people claim after 40 that you can't grow your hair long. Really? No. Yes, you can. I'm 47, guys. My hair is long, okay? I don't publicize my age a lot just because I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. But my hair is super long. And my great-grandmother, Julia Shelton, she was like 80 when she passed away, maybe 82. Long hair her entire life. There's lots of women with thick, long hair in the past. Nowadays, women are like, oh, when you age, like after a certain age, like your hair can't grow long. It's kind of not true, but I think you have to invest a little bit more time into taking care of your hair. Like it's your priority, right? Like for me, I'm not in. That's because I try to be healthy and I'm very health conscious. So like I eat a plant-based diet. I know a lot of people are saying right now, like you have to eat meat and eggs and full fat dairy to grow your hair long. But I'm like, I don't think so. Like I don't do any of those things. I eat a plant. Like I want to try and eat less. Like sometimes I feel like in the last few years I sometimes eat more sweets than I would like. I would like to cut that down a bit. Eat more just like yummy apples, things. Well, here's another thing. Like I love vegetables, and look at all these beautiful tomatoes that I have from my mom's garden that she brought me. And my mom's 73, okay? And she's very healthy, and she's been vegetarian over half of her life since her 20s. So a lot of it has to do with lifestyle choices. I love apples, onions, just eating a very healthy diet, moving around, exercising, walking for transportation, like being very active. Active lifestyle helps a lot. I don't use heat on my hair. I know that's going to upset a lot of people because a lot of people think that you have to use heat on your hair to like create certain styles. I just don't do that. Like if you want to do that, that's fine. I know some people claim nowadays, and if they're having success with this, they say if you use a heat protectant that it allows you to use heat on your hair. But I personally don't want to do that. I feel like that does contribute to hair damage, and in the long run, I think even if you're using a heat protectant, because I've seen people talk about it, they're like, well, like some of them say they had to cut their hair because like the heat was causing a lot of damage on their hair. So yeah, I don't really see the need, because I did wear my hair loose yesterday, but I don't even wear my hair down every day, even though this is the default style that people love. Like most of the time they want to see hair down, and they're like, oh, I wear my hair in a braid and updo a lot because that's just how I style my hair. I do gentle hair care, like where you comb from the bottoms to the ends. I comb by section. I used to use my the wet brush and the unbrush more, but lately I'm getting back more into using a wide tooth comb primarily, because I feel like the longer your hair gets, like a wide tooth comb is just the most gentle tool. And I will use a brush a little bit, but I still just feel like a wide tooth comb yanks on your hair a little bit less. And a wide tooth comb, like you can get a cheap wide tooth comb. I have a plastic one. Like I have many of them. I probably have 10. But my favorite one of the moments one I found in Burlington with a sectioning detangling comb, right? So you could go to Burlington, you could go to Dollar Tree, you could go to Walmart and buy a wide tooth comb. Yeah, I get you. Like I know people like to use heat, but I just personally don't, just because I just don't want to, and I just feel like it's not for me. I don't wear my hair loose. Like if I was trying to achieve a certain style every single day and wear my hair loose a certain way, I guess that would be important. But I just think over time it kind of stacks up. And I think when people get over the age of 40, if they're dyeing their hair, they're using heat on their hair, and then maybe they're experiencing some hormonal changes. Like a lot of people are saying that like their hair is falling out and it's breaking off. I could see how some of these things would kind of stockpile. Like I feel like you can do more with your hair when you're younger because your hair is much more resilient, okay? After the age of 40, these things can kind of change for a lot of people because a lot of people complain about like hair thinning, hair loss. And I think some of that can be mitigated just by the way you treat your hair. And I just know from my own experience and my experience with my grandmother and just people who don't use a lot of heat on their hair, just because I think, and chemical dyes too, like bleaching your hair, that can contribute to a lot of breakage. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, like bleaching your hair is great. Like, look, if you want to do all those things on your hair, go for it. But I'm just sharing my experience. Like, I would only use henna. If you're going to use any kind of color on your hair, use something that's natural. Like the Egyptian mummies still have henna in their hair. Okay? That's how it's a plant and it lasts forever until you cut off the henna. So I just believe in using natural products when it comes to hair coloring. When it comes to shampoos and conditioners, sulfate silicone all the way. But yeah, everybody should do what works for them. This is my experience and this is what works for me. And I hope everybody has a good day.